Hey everybody, this is Scott. Welcome to my workshop here in Ventura, California. So here at the ranch where I live, I've got some cargo containers, and inside those containers I've got some really nice wood that I use to build my picture frames out of. But then outside of those containers, leaning up against them and on pallets and on various places around the ranch, I've got all kinds of different wood laying around that I use for various projects. So today I was cleaning up a little bit and chopping up some pieces of wood and just throwing them in the garbage. And I ran across a few pieces that I was getting ready to throw away. And then I thought, you know, rather than throw them away, I'm just going to have some fun and build some sort of wall hanging sculpture art and just see if I can give these pieces of wood a second chance. So the first piece of wood that caught my eye was this one right here. Now, if I was going to build a picture frame, I would never use a piece of wood like this. The reason is it's really soft here in the front. The back does have some density, but being as how it's so soft in the front, you know, I've got a lot of better pieces of wood than this to use, so I would choose those over this one any day. But the thing about a piece of wood like this, sometimes when you remove the soft material, there's some really beautiful wood underneath. So what I do is I take my 7-inch grinder right here. I've got a 6-inch wheel on it, and I grind away some of this soft material. And you know, underneath this material there may be some really beautiful wood, but what happens is when I'm grinding on it, occasionally the piece of wood will just blow apart, so it'll destroy it. But by putting a piece of 1/4-inch plywood in the back before I grind on it, even if I grind through, this piece of wood should still hold together. Now another piece I really like is this one right here. Now it's got some flaky stuff down on the end right here, and when I start wire wheeling on it, some of this may break off. But what I really like about it is I like these 3 knots right here. So like I said, I'm going to build some sort of wall hanging art sculpture piece, and I really have no idea how it's going to turn out or if it's even going to turn out. But I figured I'd show you guys exactly how I do it. So next time you're out and you see some old junky wood laying around, maybe you'll get some ideas where you could give it a second life and do something creative with it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I guess we'll see how this turns out. So I just finished grinding 3 of the pieces of wood and mounting the plywood to the backs of them. The first piece that I did was this one right here. And as you can see, it's got a lot of delicate wood right up in here. And it's also got this big long crack right here. So if I would have tried grinding on this piece without mounting the 1/4 inch piece of plywood to the back, there's a good chance that this piece could have been badly damaged. But as it is, it held together really well, and it actually turns out that it's a really nice piece of wood. So I've got 3 of them done now. There's a lot more that I can still grind on, but I figured before moving on and doing any more grinding, I'm going to see what I can do with the 3 pieces that I have right here. 2 of them are a bit longer. This one here and this one here are much longer, and this one here is shorter. So I figure what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if somehow I can mount the shorter piece in the middle of the 2 longer pieces. The thing about rustic woodwork is I don't have an instruction manual, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. With most types of construction, you can draw plans and you can know what the end result is going to be before you get started. But with rustic woodwork, I like to let the wood help me design the piece. So that's what I'm going to do right here. And I really have no idea how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and move right along and see how things go, and hopefully it'll turn out good. If it doesn't, you probably won't even see this video. So I just finished grinding, and man, that took a lot more grinding than I thought. So anyway, I've got the, this is basically the frame, and what I did is I originally mounted the side pieces on 1/4 inch piece of plywood, and then I took another 1/4 inch piece of plywood that was one piece, and I put it over those two pieces to hold everything together as one piece now. And then I back sanded the edges at about a 45-degree angle all the way around. So you can see that was a lot of grinding on this to make it work. And the idea is that you don't really notice the plywood from the front. Although, like you can see in between places, that you will see the plywood. But I've got some sort of wood colored paint that I mixed up that should help hide the plywood. I mean, people will see it if they look hard enough, but the idea is just to make it a little less noticeable. And then, you know, I'll take that paint and I'll paint the entire back too. That way when people see it from the sides, they don't notice this light colored edge of the plywood. And after that's done, what I'll do is I'll nail a wire basically in an X shape in the back, and then I'll attach this piece. Actually, I don't know if it'll be in an X shape because I can't really put the wire in this corner. There's not much to put there. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna attach the wire yet, but the idea is that I'm gonna suspend this piece inside this frame. And this piece here, you can still see a little bit of plywood here and there, like right through here. But I'll end up painting that, you know, a dark kind of wood colored paint. And also in this crack, I didn't want to grind this piece of wood all the way up and you know, try to get rid of the plywood in the crack. So the plywood's still visible, which is no big deal really. So for this next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my caulking gun and I'm going to fill in some liquid nails into cracks. Like right here, there's a crack. And also, you'll see like up here, there's another crack. So these cracks should be filled before I paint, because it'll just add some strength to the piece and also just, you know, make it a little bit stronger here and there where there's gaps between the plywood and the wood. And obviously there's a lot of little details, like, you know, wherever there's a nail sticking out, I'll pound that in. Then I'll do a little hand sanding on it just to sort of, you know, round things off a little bit and make it look nice. So anyway, that's where we're at. And with any luck, this thing will be done probably tomorrow. I'm gonna have to let the caulking dry overnight and then paint and get it done. So the wall art wood sculpture piece is all done, and I found a place to hang it. I may find a new place to hang it later, but for now, I kind of like it there, so I think I'll leave it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope next time you're out and you see some old junky wood laying around, that you'll rethink what is junk and what can actually be reused and turned into something else. So anyways, I've got some new videos coming up soon, so you guys take it easy, and I hope I see you on the next one.